more for there are many new faces. Who is the first time here? Can you please raise your hand? Wow. Let's not ask a question. Who is not the first time here? Much better. Thank you so much. All right, very welcome to Chongyam Monastery. My name is Youmin. Youmin is Y-O-U-M-I-N. Don't try to pronounce it either from English or French or Italian. No, it's Mandarin. It's Youmin. It's my ordained name. Me and two other monks, we just came to New York 4 months ago. And unfortunately, I'm appointed as the abbot, so that means I have too much work to do. But teaching is always my passion. So today's class is my first Sunday lecture. And so as you see, we have 3 classes in a series. 1, 2 in November, 1 in December. And it's about life, right? Mind and life. So just a little bit about background. I come from Malaysia. I've been ordained for 18 years. And being a monastic, the journey of a monastic could be very adventurous. Ever since I was ordained at age 29, after 3 years of serving in a monastery, in a very traditional Chinese monastery in Malaysia, and I went to Taiwan to do my MA studies in Buddhism. And I spent 4 years there and another year in Berkeley. I was doing an exchange program with which college again? GTU, Graduate Theological Union. You might have heard of it. It's in Berkeley. It's a very interesting college. 10 colleges. 1 is Buddhist college and 9 others are Catholic church. So it was so interesting that I spent my whole year, almost like all my classes, I went to study in the in the church. The reason being was like, since I'm here, why do I still want to study Buddhism? I should study something else, right? So I ended up studying about pastoral counseling with a bunch of I would say brothers and fathers, and it was so interesting. So that's how I came to understand that studying a religion is not just about our own spiritual growth, it's more about how we help other people. Right? Especially in today's society, we know that many people need our voices, many people need our ears to lend them ears and to lend them our shoulders when they need one to be there to support. So for me, I really realized 10 years ago that this is something that we should be able to give to other people. But of course, the first thing we should be able to calm ourselves and find ourselves an anchor, right, in life, to steady our emotion, to steady our mind, and then we use this wisdom to reach out to other people. So for the next couple of years after I did my MS studies, I said, okay, if I really want to help other people, I should at least understand my religion a little bit better, right? So I went on to do a PhD at Kyoto University, but the thing was, I didn't speak a single sentence in Japanese before I went to Japan. So I started off 0, and I went through a lot of interesting adventures, a lot of misunderstanding, and a lot of I would say very adventurous. I spent 7 years in Kyoto, so I would really highly recommend if you really want to go to a very Zen-like place. On earth, I would highly recommend Kyoto. It's really beautiful and very Zen-related kind of, I think it built around the idea and the spirit of Zen. If you have been to Kyoto, you understand what I'm saying. With all the culture and the way I learned Buddhism. And of course, at the university, we were doing research. But for me, research is more like a tool for me to understand how different religion works together and how I understand the philosophy of Buddhism a little bit deeper. It's more like the living experience I had when I was in Kyoto, to live with the monastics, the local monastics in the Japanese temple, and to see how different culture and different languages, they clash, and we have fun together. And then I realized that, wow, at least I realized that I'm on the right path, like choosing a research on understanding the mind. And you know that in Buddhism, there's a branch of Buddhism that deals specifically with mind. We call Yogacara. Yoga is, what we understand is yoga, right? Is a training of the mind. Of course, nowadays we think of yoga, think of all the different postures, right? Different, almost impossible way of bending your body. Well, those are actually only 20% of all the yoga is about. Actually, yoga is more about training the mind. The body posture, they call it asana, the body posture is only 20% of all the teachings in yoga. So Yogacara in Buddhism means that the practitioner or the way to practice yoga. Yoga means the way to train your mind. It's like training your muscles, right? I always think that we spend so much time in bodybuilding. I mean, muscles building, right? We spend so much time in taking care of our body and make sure each part of muscles are well trained. And nowadays, if you go to YouTube, it's so specific. Like, you want to train your bicep, tricep, just do this 10 times a day and 5 minutes a day, you will gain this. I'm like, really? Do we really I would say compartment? Like, you really make into your body into different parts and you train specifically on that. It's interesting how we develop into training our body in this way. But for me, how about the mind? Are we really taking enough time to take care, even to realize what our mind is doing? Even right now, when you're sitting here, they're staring at me, right? So, what are you thinking? What are the thoughts appearing in your mind? Are you thinking about a breakfast or lunch? Yeah, now I'm saying that, you definitely do, right? Okay, let's try this. If I tell you, let's not think about your breakfast now. Don't think about your breakfast. Anyone could do that? You're not thinking about breakfast, right? You saw how easily our mind is being distracted. We couldn't control, we couldn't tell what to do. So Buddhism, like the Buddha taught us that the mind is like a flow of a stream, right? We hardly had control, but we can do what we can do is we observe from a third perspective, see what's going on, and then something interesting will happen. So that's the purpose of this course actually, for these 3 classes. I'm trying to, at least we learn together of how to see things differently from a third person perspective, instead of being me all the time. I feel this, I like this, I enjoy this, I'm going through this, I'm stressed, I hate work, right? But everything is about me. But actually what's going on? Right? So that's today's topic, mind and life. So, and after I graduated from Japan, that was just a few months ago, I did my PhD, that I went for my oral defense, and also quite luckily, my professor helped me a lot. He pushed me through, so I did that, and then finally I came here. So now I'm here. Hopefully we can bring more, I would say for me, I would like to bring more of the Yogacara teaching, the mind training part, to the monastery and to this library, to every one of you who joined today. But anyway, thank you all for joining. That's a really brief introduction. Thank you. All right, just before we begin, I'd like to pay the respect to our Supreme Teacher, who is Shakyamuni, Sri Shakyamuni Buddha. If you wish, you can join your palm together and we recite 3 times to pay respect to our great teacher. 1, 2, go. Homage to the Supreme Teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Homage to the Supreme Teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Homage to the Supreme Teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Thank you. So, how do we begin? Do we have another microphone, mic? Oh, make sure it's working. Let me check. All right. Wait, okay, that's nice. Maybe, okay, Wei Junchen, you can help me pass around, okay? Are you guys comfortable sitting on a cushion back there? If you wish, you can move to the front. All right, just a very simple check. As I said, this class is about the mind, right? So a simple question. How are you feeling today? You woke up this morning, we had some rain last night, and you think that, oops, I got a class today. Am I coming? Am I not? I think many of us didn't make it because I saw the registration list. We have about 70 people, 70. And I would think that, yeah, today we should expect more. So something happened in the morning, right? And sometimes we forgot. Sometimes something happened at home, at work. We are struggling. Should we come? Should we not? Just stay at home, relax, chill out, anything. So, how are you guys today? Pick one emoji. Do we call it emoji, right? To represent. Okay, come on, let's go. Anyone? I'll pass the mic around. Come, anyone? I just randomly go around and. Oh, I like that. Come on. Okay, I saw you. Your hand raised first, please. Let me know. Describe it a bit.
3B.
3B. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm too old to know exactly what they mean, but I think content, feeling good.
Content,
feeling good. I'm not working. So.
Oh, feeling good.
Yeah,
content,
feeling good. Yeah.
And you're here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So your name?
Zachary.
Zachary.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Zachary. All right, next one is you. Okay. Your name, please.
My name is Eddie.
Eddie.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Eddie.
I like 3D right now. I'm very happy.
Oh, sorry.
To be here.
D what?
D, 3D.
Oh, 3D.
The big
oh,
smile.
okay, the big smile. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could pick some other ones, but that's the one that I like right now. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here with my dear friends and everybody here.
I can see your smiling face. Look exactly like that. Thank you so much. You're the man. Yeah. I can get to see you. Okay. All right here. All right. See you.
Okay.
Sure.
I will
So your
pick
name again?
Francis.
Francis. Okay. Nice to
Right.
meet you. Yeah. What's your
I'm
feel? How do you
picking
feel?
7B.
7B. Oh, that
So
big
that
surprise.
is look like this. Oh.
A little bit
I
more.
didn't get online to register.
You
and-
did?
No, I did.
Ah, okay. You didn't.
Actually, I didn't know. I couldn't find where to do it.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
All right, sorry. And so what I did this morning is that I woke up like midnight yesterday.
Midnight.
Yes, but I went back to sleep and I got out this morning at 7:30. I said, wow, I'm going to be late. That's what you said. So I just say, oh, I'm going to try and just walk it. So that is me. Wow. Thank you very much.
I can see that.
Yes,
I can
thank
see your
you.
big round eyes, Francis. Okay, thank you. Okay. How about two more? Anyone here? I see a smiling face. Okay, thank you. Your name, please?
Michelle.
Michelle? Okay, Michelle. Hot
I'd
choice.
maybe do like a 4G.
For G
G.
with love? Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
I wouldn't say in a romantic way, but I feel like I just feel very happy, gleeful that I get to go upstate. We're from Queens.
Oh, from Queens. Going upstairs, okay. Okay, Claire. You're from here? You're from Queens? All right. So are you having the same kind of love feeling around you now?
But
So
yeah, just like
Everyone from Queen being a loss of love today, yeah? Who else from Queen? Come on, raise your hands. Oh boy, that's nice. Okay, let's one more from the back. Anyone? Are you ready? Yes, I saw your hand. Sorry.
My name is Willie,
Ready? Hi, ready?
and 2J.
2J, what is 2J? Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah, a smiling
Very
face.
happy to be here and grateful to be sharing with everyone.
Grateful, happy to be sharing. By just sitting here, you already feel the kind of togetherness. No, I'm just extending.
relaxed.
Relaxing? Oh boy, thank you so much. Okay, I hope everyone has found your emoji to express yourself. Right? If not, if there's anything new, just let me know. I think emoji is very expressive these days. Yeah. Actually, I don't like to use emoji. When sometimes I text my friends, say, hey, how are you? And he sent me one of those. I was like, okay. Especially like what? The one you just said, the 7B, like the surprise, the big round eye. And I was thinking, is it a happily surprise? Or a shock surprise? Or what? Whatever surprise, right? I'm like, what do you mean? Give me some words. So emoji could be misleading, but at least for a check, right? Whenever we are feeling, it's good to, sometimes it's interesting. We know how we feel. We feel that, I feel a little bit sad today. I feel heavy. Right? Sometimes we use a bodily sensation to describe. It's like hole in the heart, you know. Like it's like I'm sinking. You know, sometimes it could become physical. I think English is similar, but Chinese is even more. If you look at a lot of Chinese description about feelings, most of it is about the bodily feelings. 我心很沉重, let's say my heart feels so heavy. 我感觉在浮沉. I'm feeling like I'm floating in the air. You know, it's like about the body. It's interesting. Like we're talking about emotions. You always think that it's mine. It's up here. So it's not, right? It comes from the body. It connects to the body. Think about it. When you feel relaxed, where exactly do you feel the relaxation come from? Is it from your breathing? Or is it from the way you're standing? All right. So we are so caught up with the mind because whenever we reach our pocket and pick up a screen, we already immerse, our mind immersed into the world of the virtual reality, and we forget what the signals that our body are sending to us. Isn't it true? Right? So in the coming practice, we are going to talk more about how we find a reconnect to the body and to understand emotions. So that's what we are going to do. In today's, the part one, I'll talk a little bit about what is stress. Everybody's favorite topic. Well, I mean, not favorite, least favorite topic, but we have to talk about it. Stress and what is self. Self means that the I, the big I that we always relate to. And what is connection from a Buddhist point of view? How we see ourselves as a stressful person. How do we know that we are depressed under certain circumstances? And the next part, we are going to be a little bit more about practice and action is mindfulness. Heard about the word mindfulness? Everyone heard about it, right? Everywhere. When I was in Taiwan, the term mindfulness becomes so, I would say, exploit. It was anything could be mindfulness. Like one time I was going to visit a beach and where we call it what, sea surfing or wave surfing? Just surfing, right? And there were a bunch of students, and then, you know, like college students, they went there, like, oh, God. So I talked to them, what are you guys doing? Oh, we are from the Buddhist society. Like, right, perfect, I'm a monk. I said, oh, yeah, of course. And then they said that, you know what? Today we are doing something called mindfulness surfing. I'm like, what? Mindfulness and surfing? I mean, surfing should be like, you know, all excited, jumping around, you know, like really controlling, focusing, but it's mindfulness. So I would like what? You're mindful on your excitement, or you're mindful on anything you're doing? I mean, fundamentally, it works, right? Mindfulness means that you are paying attention on what you're doing. But is that it? Could I say that I'm mindfully distracting. I'm mindfully distracted. I know I'm doing it, but fine, keep scrolling. Oh yeah, this is funny. No, this not, right? Scrolling the IG, whatever. And then it's like, oh yeah, I'm mindfully distracting myself.
It's also called awareness.
Awareness of what?
You're aware of what's happening. So you're outside of what's happening and you're aware
Yeah.
of what's happening here.
Exactly. Beautiful, yeah. Mindfulness and awareness. Awareness is more like a more general term to describe mindfulness. I'm not sure if you have seen it. There was once I saw an advertisement of a French movie series. The title is called what? Mindfully what? Murdering what? Something like murder mindfully. Okay, it's about a murdering case, right? You talk about this guy who was really stressed in life. He wanted to find a way out, and then he went to see this guru who gave him all the techniques he could use and become mindful. So, and then at the end he realized that I want to murder someone, and then he used that technique to really. The whole movie was about how he planned, how he acted out, how he got out of it, and it was interesting. Laura was like, "Wow, really? Mindfully murder, murdering," and that became a movie. So it made me wondering that what is mindfulness in a way, right? Is it just being aware of what you're doing and doing with your wholeheartedly? Is it mindfulness? What if I'm a robber, right? I'm planning on robbing Chongye Monastery after we finish today. Right? I'm planning now. I'm fully I'm really into it. So there's more to that. Let's find out when we do that. And then the last one is about loving kindness. I put it as the last is because it's very hard for us to love ourselves. Is that right? If I tell you now, do you love your wife? Love your partner? People say, yes, of course. Do you love yourself? People are like, yeah, I should. Oh, my mom told me I should. My partner told me I should take care of myself. But why do we hesitate when we think about it? It's interesting. Loving kindness, remember when I first learned about this technique, this is a meditation technique, there was part of it that we had to send love to ourselves. I remember I was learning it in Canada, and I was just like today, I was sitting with different people from all around the world, and for most people it was so surprising that the hardest subject to send love to is not our family, it's not even a stranger, not to mention our enemy, but ourselves. Think about it. Is it hard? Is it easy for you? No? Yeah. What? Never thought about it. Yeah.
Really thought about it.
Never really thought about it. Now you should really think about it. It's true. Think about it. When you say, I'm sending love to myself, may I be happy. Why should I be happy? I'm so busy. I have no time to be happy, right? And there was even one more interesting comment I heard was, you see, like we are living in such a, we are getting most resources that people can enjoy in the world. Like, if we go to India, you go to Cambodia, you see people suffering. I'm already enjoying most of the resources in the world. Why or how should I be feeling more happy about it? I should feel shame. I'm not sure, like this something I heard about it, so I'm not sure whether it represents, like a general kind of like a thinking or it's just a personal one. But I think it's something that makes us think about how much have we ignored ourselves. Okay, well, that I leave it as a question, something to ponder upon, to think about. So that's what I'm going to do. And today is I'm going to talk about a bit about stress, about the self connection, and stress. Okay, just give me just a few minutes about stress. Stress. What kind of stress you have? There are few categories you should think about. First thing is what? Relationship. Work, family, marriage, parenting, you name it, right? Okay, who doesn't have stress at work? Please raise your hand. Don't have any stress at work. Oh, hi, interesting. You don't work. Okay, what do you do at home? What do you do at home?
I'm retired.
You're retired. So you don't call that work. Right? Okay, so what do you do at home? Okay, now talk about home or family then. Okay, any stress at home? Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. Can you name one? Just one. Just one. Adult children. Interesting. Adult but still a child to us, right? Is it true that for parents, a child is always a child? Even after they get married, after you have grandchildren, they're still your child?
I think I'm the child as the parent. They become the adult and I become the child.
Why so? You have kids and they become your parents in a way.
The older they get, the more mature they get, the more they're in the world, and I'm kind of like fading, and they're there to help me and stuff.
All right. It reminds me about my mom too. She is 82 this year, and I saw that for the past few years she is behaving more and more herself. I mean, she used to never talk about herself. Everything, family first, children first. Whatever we do, you decide, I'll just follow. And now she finally found herself. I want this. I want to do that. It's more like a child. Always me. So I can see that the gradual change. Is it what are you going through right now?
Today, I'm here, right?
Today you're
Doing
here.
what I want to do.
Do what you do. Exactly. My mom always tell me, now I want to do what I want to do. Well, I mean, yeah. But sometimes it's a way to also become less stressful in a way, right? When we should care less. I mean, we're not careless, but we take care of ourselves a little bit more. Especially when we have the responsibility, like for many years, the upbringing of the children, the next generation. So from work, from family, marriage. Okay. Stress from marriage. Please raise your hand. If you are single, if you have a relationship, right? I cannot imagine anyone without any stress in a relationship. But we try to keep our insanity. Is it insanity? Yeah, say it, right? In all this chaotic situation. Self-growth, information overload. Right? There are surveys, I think, by, I don't know whether by Apple or by Google, they say that we look at our cell phone, at least we pick the cell phone out from our pocket, I think how many times? 150 times a day? Doing this, put it back, doing this, put it back, doing this, put it back. At least in average 150 times, and we scroll like how many times? At least 1,500 times. Keep scrolling. So imagine how much information overload we have. We have to deal with all the information, and something we call the FOMO also appears, right? What is FOMO? Yeah, fear of missing out. Do you experience that? Can you raise your hand? Yeah, I do. Right. I do. What kind of information we fear losing? Yesterday I went to a charity dinner. We were invited. I went there with one of my friends there, right, Jun Cheng. And then the dinner, so we met with a lot of strangers, a bunch of strangers. And then I suddenly realized that, I should be making conversation, at least with the ones sitting next to me. It's a manner, right? And then I realized that I don't know that guy. I don't know where he's from. He just introduced me, his name, from what company. And then Jun Cheng, he said, say, Sifu, what company again? And the first thing he did was look online and check what is it, right? what it does, what it do, and then I did the same. Yeah, quickly check. Oh, and then I found that yes, I know what company you're from, I know what you do. At least I know what to say to you. So that's why I really feel without any information, I find out that I can't even really make a very simple conversation with a stranger anymore. Have you experienced that before? Right? Is it harder for us to talk to a stranger? Even just think about, oh, what's up? You know, what's the weather like? Where are you from? You know, sometimes we even think that this become redundant, but we want to be more efficient. We want to go straight into business. What do you do? You know, what can I do to you? What can you do for me? You know, we try to find that kind of like, the mutual beneficial kind of like communication. Are we going the right way? You know, in a way that we always try to find as much information as possible from the person who we are dealing with. And if not, we have the fear of missing out. And with AI, you know, with the ChatGPT, do we use ChatGPT? Not at all. Okay, half of us are using. Okay, so for those, that means what?
That means I limit what I use it for.
Limit. Okay, what do you use for one particular purpose?
I really don't use it that often. Maybe I would use it for something that I would just normally search for. You know, like kind of as a search tool.
A search tool.
Yeah,
That.
not something that writes something for me or something.
Oh, okay. You find it helpful?
It can be. I think I'm a teacher and students use it a lot, so it's kind of a thorny issue for me.
Yes. How you deal with that? Students handing in their work with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, how do I do it?
It's okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I make them use quotes, like if we're reading something.
Yeah.
So they need to use a quote and the page number, and it's hard to get around it. At least for now, because it can give a fake quote that
Yeah.
sounds as if it were from
Yeah.
what we're reading.
Until you
but I
check.
make them use the real quote. So
Until you check, you found out that ChatGPT is good at making things up.
making good fake quotes, yeah, something
Fake
that sounds
quotes.
as if it were real, yeah.
Yes, like the what? We call it what? The white lies. Like you just open your eyes like, is it true? I'm from this source. There was once, because I published a book like a few years ago, and then there was one night I was asking him, okay, go to this book, like give me a quote that I say, that the book said, and regarding this topic. And I asked the church, do you know this book? He said, yes, I do. Okay, give me a quote. And then give me a sentence like, no, I never wrote that. I told church I said, I never wrote that. And they said, oh, I'm sorry, am I mistaken? Like, he has good manner, right? He's apologized, but he never changed attitude. And then he gives something else. And then I was like, oh boy, not to trust it easily, right? Like big white lies. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Last year and the year before, there was a push like use ChatGPT, make your lessons.
Make your lessons, okay.
But then when I used it, I felt like I'm not being a teacher. I felt like I lost something that I can give.
Oh, okay. You found that. Where's the?
It's not me.
No, it's not you, it's mine. Okay, so you felt that by using, there's a speaker right over here.
Oh.
Dangerous. Okay, it's better now. So you're saying that by using ChatGPT to help you sometimes to draft at least some teaching materials.
Yeah, I mean, many of my colleagues use it and they're successful, but maybe I'm old school, but I felt like this is not what I signed up for.
Okay.
I want to do the lesson.
You want to do the lesson?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel the same way? Whoa, how many teachers are here? Come on, raise your hand. Boy, 3. All teachers are the same. So do we feel guilty about using ChatGPT to draft our materials?
Oh yeah, I feel like I was cheating.
You were cheating?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I did it once or twice and then I'm like, I'm done with this. Because I had to go back, I teach Spanish and French.
Yeah.
I had to go back and correct ChatGPT with the structure.
This is well, almost the read-write.
Yeah.
So what's the point of using it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. I think you should try this. Yeah. No, it's further away from
Because,
it. Too close, yes.
So I actually find an advantage to it.
Advantage? Okay,
Advantage, yeah.
interesting.
So I run a small business, and I have like a little mini side business. And as far as social media content goes, I don't have the time to write something like, I guess, original. I have an idea, so I tell ChatGPT, can you write something with these points? And so it does. And if there's something I disagree with, I'll change it. But at least I don't have to spend that valuable time
Yeah.
to write it up. So for me, it's an advantage because I run my own business, and so that just
I
cuts
see.
down on the time for me.
I see. Beautiful. Anyone else? Oh, okay, the back.
Thank you. So I'm in agreement with lady up front there. You know, I find it useful
Yeah.
because it helps save time.
Yeah.
My daughter has a podcast, and she uses not ChatGPT, some other form of AI to kind of. So she had a situation when somebody said, "I want to be on video," so she was able to kind of use AI to kind of create some graphics so that viewers can actually find it interesting rather than just listening to a voice.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I found that very useful. Or if you have to write an article in a publication to support a political candidate, for example,
Yeah.
you put some stuff, it gives you some of the information. But I would say that it dehumanizes the information, but you can always get a structure. It saves you a lot of time because that is
Yeah.
rote work. But then you kind of put your color and passion on top of it and then publish it. Looks really good. The other place I found it very useful was that it gives you certain terminology. So there's a term called civic engagement. I would never ever use that terminology, but it gave me that, and it sounds good, and people feel, when they read it, they feel like, oh, another person knows. So you see where I'm going with that. So that things like that is
I
very
see.
helpful. What it scares me is more that when I'm consuming content, I feel 90% of the content is AI generated. I don't know if I want to consume that. So it's like a
Exactly.
double-edged sword in a way. I have my own uses, but I would hate to kind of really consume content because all AI generated.
Okay. Thank you so much. Exactly. I feel the same. Nowadays, when I go to Facebook or IG, there's so many contents at the moment you read it, you really feel that it's dehumanized, isn't it? The sentences are so flawless, perfect, but somehow it lacks a kind of, real touch on it. Zero mistakes sometimes really feel so inhuman, isn't it? Right? And if you go to YouTube, there's so many songs that lovely, beautifully, and then the voice, the first time you hear it, it was like, wow, what a beautiful, heavenly voice. And then when it goes to the next song, it is exactly the same tone. You're like, something's wrong. How could a person, sing different song with exactly the same tone, so perfectly beautiful, and no, it's not real. So at the end, I feel so disappointed about it.
If you look up lectures on mindfulness on YouTube, you'll probably get
A lot of fake ones.
lectures as well. Yeah.
Show me one link. I want to see what they are teaching, and I can borrow some of it.
The AI will read authors
Yeah.
and then even get recordings of the author's voice.
And then they make
give you
it-
a fake lecture. It seems to me anyway.
Am I out of job very soon? Should I be worried about it? I should be even more careful. Yeah, I know this already creating a lot of stress around us, right? So now authenticity, I think, becoming something more and more valuable. People value more. Like, are you really yourself? Are you saying your true self? So not only that, health. Think of exercise, the high is like the high blood pressure, high glucose, and high what? I forgot. Oh, cholesterol, right? The three highs, you call it in Chinese. Of course, you also think a lot of stress, diet, daily routine, definitely. Emotions, you have to deal with different people, especially difficult people, like your life outlook, comparison with other people, mental issues. It's very interesting, like how internet is making us becoming more and more anxious. I read the book by Hidari, what was his name? The very famous historian lately who wrote the history of humankind. Okay, you know what I'm saying. I think his last name is Hidari. No, he's in Israeli. He's from Israel. Yuval Harari, exactly. One of the things he mentioned about the future of internet is that, why are we becoming so stressed today? It's because think about before the time of internet. We are living in, let's say, a small village or even a small city. Who are we comparing with? We're comparing with peers in a class of 40 students, right? If you're the top student, if you're at the top of the world, I'm the best student, I'm the best looking girl in the village. My goodness, you felt so happy, you felt thrilled the whole day. And now, you click on internet, you're comparing with what? Billions of people. You compare with people from Russia, people from like the Northern European, like they are the most beautiful people, I would say. How are we going to get happiness? Because of internet, the exposure we have, the sense of, comparison is, I think it's a human nature. This is how we're living as a community. We always see how are we doing, where are we fitting. And when everything becomes virtual, and you're seeing the whole world at the same time. Imagine for young people who has never gone through that kind of like, especially their own confidence is not being built up, and they see everywhere, everyone looking better than them, doing better than them. Where does confidence come from? So I think there's a very interesting idea about why we're becoming so stressed in these days. But anyway, just a very brief idea about stress. Okay, now what I want to do is a little bit of practice. Okay, now I need the mic. Where is it? Okay, now there are 3 photos here. I want you to look at any of the picture and think about one thing that makes you stress. A stressful event or a stressful thought. If you can pick one that represents the feeling, the incident, the thing, right? It could be the first one. If you couldn't see from afar, you can please, feel free to move forward. There's a wall with a board that says dead end, and then with a kind of like, I don't know, we call it a string, that being like it's a rope there, being a titan in a way. And then with 2 persons running together. Okay, anyone can relate to any picture with your current situation? Yeah, definitely. Share a little bit. Why? Okay, tell me what you see from the picture and what does it tell you and how they relate to you.
Thomas, the
Thomas.
picture of the 2 people running.
Okay, 2 people running, okay.
Because I constantly feel there's something that needs to be done.
Something needs to be done.
I want what I'm doing in the moment to speed up because of the constant feeling. There's always something to do, and there's never a moment where there's not something to do.
Oh.
And it occupies my mind. I have to empty the dishwasher, do the laundry, go to work, do this, do that.
You always have to organize things to do.
Yes.
Never give yourself free time.
No.
So how do you feel when you suddenly feel that nothing to do, nothing in your list for the next 1 hour?
Well,
I could
eventually
feel the
more
heaviness.
stressed out because I'm thinking about this doesn't feel right. There has
Doesn't
to be,
feel right.
There has to be something else.
It has to
that
be
I'm
filled up.
missing. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel you. Yeah. I do. I really understand that. You're gonna fill up our whole day schedule, like constantly. Raising. I don't know who are we raising with? We don't know. Interesting. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Anyone else? Any resonant? Any picture that you felt resonating with you? Okay. Now please. Don't worry. We'll try our best. Put it down.
The middle picture where there's the rope and the knot.
With a rope? Okay.
Yeah. I always feel like I'm trying to solve a problem and get all the obstacles.
So you're always trying to solve problems and get over with the obstacles.
Yeah.
Okay. Constantly?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Like now, I'm not thinking about it.
Now you're thinking about it? No? Oh, luckily. Okay, what do you want to solve? Yeah, we want to solve so many problems every day. Thank you. How about you?
My name is Joe.
Joe, hey.
Yes. I feel stressed in this moment about which picture to choose.
That's so true. Okay.
Like it just came over me. And then stressed about what I'm going to say about it. And I feel like
raise your hand.
I know, but I think I battle that a lot of like knowing I'm going to be in a space where I'm going to have to talk or have to present, and then it's like the choreographing in my head of like, how am I going to be perceived? What are people going to think of me? What's their experience of me? Like that's what, and then I'm getting lost in that as opposed to just sort of like, and so I'm trying to practice in this moment, just like let it happen, like let it flow, like let it come through, right?
Okay. So how are you feeling now after you speak up?
A little relieved, yeah. A little relieved, yeah. No, this space is helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, so every time you feel that you have the kind of like nervous or anxiety to think about how people will look at you, but then you're brave enough to raise your hand to really speak out and see what happens.
Sometimes, yeah, you just gotta raise the hand, right? Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is so, good job. I love you, Joe.
Thank you.
So beautiful. I love you. Okay, come.
So I'll pick the dead end picture.
Dead end, okay.
Yeah, and the reason I'm empathizing with that picture is mostly because I've had that multiple times, and most of the time, and like career or things like that, right? Multiple times, you feel like it's a dead end. So I feel like it's more of a perception of a dead end, and you're like, now what? I don't know what to do, and you're like into a complete breakdown moment, sort of. But then when I analyze what happened over the last many years, most of the time that always resolved and found a path. But at that moment, it creates a lot of stress that I don't know what to do next. I'm stuck. But I've never been stuck based on past data. But I'm still
past
today.
Data.
Exactly, past data. I've never been stuck. But just recently, just today, I feel like there's something that happened, and then like I feel I'm stuck. And that creates stress. And I don't even know if that's a real stress or not, but it does create stress.
Yeah, they're truly aware of it. Junchen. Okay, thank you so much. All right, now I'm going to give you like a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do is, all these cards are actually coming from these cards. Now I'm going to distribute to all of you, one each, randomly. Okay, you look at it and do the same. Find a partner next to you. So each one spend about, oh, sorry. So if you don't have a partner next to you, turn to the back or move around. Each one get one. And, well, if you cannot relate to the picture at all, raise your hand. You can switch to another photo, or you can change with your partner. Each one spend about 3 minutes, like just share any thoughts about how it relates to your stress or to your to a source of stress. Right? Try to make it surface. The purpose is to make it surface, to express a little bit, to make ourselves understand our stress a little bit more. Come, let's start now. Each one spend about 3 minutes, and then we switch after 3 minutes, okay? I'll do the timing now. I'll let you know when to switch. Okay, you can start. Cao Wen, 傾偈.
What are we doing?
You take one, and then you see how it relate to your stress. Anywhere, anyone that kind of triggers you. Oh, this is how I feel, and explain to your friend, to your partner. You want to join over anyone? Come on, join freely. Yeah. Each one has 3 minutes. Any question? Or you want to join with Jin Chen? Come on, sit over here. Now feel free to speak about anything, you know. Oh, this is really meaningful one.
This is very meaningful.
It's so deep, I mean.
That's what I have.
Yeah. It's not easy though.
It feels like a role. That's how I feel.
I don't feel anything like that, so I'm very fortunate, yeah.
You don't, just like you.
saw it, right? Yeah.
Just like you.
Hopefully not better.
No?
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it.
It is pretty,
I
though.
love them.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like a peaceful.
Interesting. Yeah. Seems like peaceful one.
That one does seem that they're
And then
together.
maybe you can ask your friend, what do you think about it? You know, for me, it is happiness. But how about you? You know,
Yeah, I like it.
many people have different ideas about
And
it.
it's like the world is, wide open for them, right? It's expansive.
Yeah, very serene.
Or you see your friends want something resonate, you can, oh, can I have that? Can I exchange with you for a moment?
Yeah, do you like this one better than yours? I think she is someone in service. I like that she's in service.
Thank you for sharing. Well, have you shared your story? Many stories. Yeah, have you found something that you didn't realize by looking at the hints from the picture? Yeah. So these cards are very interesting because you look at the painting are actually never clear. They are not so clearly defined, right? Clearly defined. Like one person can look at it and say, oh, this is an office. And whenever you see the picture of office, some people think that, yeah, so much work, never ending, overtime, stay back late. But some people are like, no, that's a place where I feel great sense of satisfaction. I did my work and I got recognized, I'm happy in my job. And some people will say that, oh, am I going to end up doing this entire life? Like all different thoughts, right? So it's interesting that how we look at, even we look at the same picture, everyone has different ideas about it. Oh, sorry, a picture of an office with chair, tables, telephone. This is an old-time office, right? Old generation office. So the idea is we always look at one situation, and when we discuss with other people, we always get different opinions, perspective. And sometimes I find, oh, am I really seeing this way out of my own perspective due to my own experience? How about other people? Right? So that is the start of when we really feel like we can shake up our own belief system. I think that's the whole purpose of doing a spiritual practice. If we try to shake up, really? Am I right all the while? Or is it something I missed? At the moment we have doubt. It's interesting, right? In most religion, I understand, doubt is always not so, I would say, recommended. You shouldn't have doubt, you should have faith. Believe it, it is said by the great source, the great power. This is how we should behave. But in Buddhism, it's very interesting that the Buddha keeps saying, have doubt. Don't take what I say as the ultimate truth. What I'm telling you is what I experience. So you take it, you experience it, you do an experiment on it, you put it into your practice, and if you found that it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. Found another one. That's why the Buddha taught accordingly, they take so many methods. Sometimes, according to an Indian legend, it's 84,000 methods of practice. Well, it's an exaggerated number. It's because 84,000 to Indian culture equals to infinity. That's an Indian culture, right? So it means a lot of methods. So why the Buddha taught so many methods is because he always wanted us to have doubt. If you find one method doesn't work, fine, that means that doesn't work for you. Find another one. Until you keep asking yourself that, am I doing it right? So that is how, this is how we can use to adapt to our daily life as well. We doubt ourselves, what is a self? When I'm saying that, oh, I'm struggling, I'm having difficult times, and and this person is difficult to work with. I want to quit my job. And so it all usually comes from a one perspective. Until we speak with another person, you might have experienced that. You find, the one person is so difficult to communicate, and you feel like, I don't want to talk to him or her. Whenever I see him or her, I want to just turn away or shut up, or just get things done and move away. But until one moment that we are able to see, let's say the person has a different interaction, let's say with his or her family, how lovely they become, and all of a sudden like, that doesn't look so bad, There's a interesting simile we use in teaching is that there was one time, like a guy, right? He found that one of his laundry was missing. It was hanging out there, missing. So he thought that must be my neighbor, right? 'Cause look at how he walked. The way he walked is like a thief, the way he didn't say hi to me. He looked away whenever I see his face. Must be him, So he keep observing the neighbor for a few days, and then the more he looks at him, the more he's sure. Definitely, he's a thief. And you know what? After 3 days, he realized that, I found my laundry. It's under my bed. And then the next day, he looked at his neighbor. No, he's not a thief. It's just a nice, It's another comes back to a nice, nice guy, nice neighborhood guy. So what happened there, right? So it's all here. If we have the belief that someone is this, someone is that, then definitely it would change our understanding, our perspective. So if you want to improve our life, doubt is something very essential. Doubt what we believe. Not saying that you start to have, not to mean you are becoming suspicious. It's different, right? So it means that, are you really, can I trust you? Or are you trying to, do you have what kind of hidden agenda, emotion? No, not become suspicious. Okay, what's that?
So what if one person in your life sees you one way, and then another person sees you another way, totally different, and you're just in the middle of that?
Yeah.
How do you deal with something like that?
So how do you deal with it?
In this side, very sad, very hurt. This side,
You feel hurt.
happy, and it's like, I believe in God. It's like, why God? Why?
Yeah. So you never suspicious that you're bipolar? No, just kidding. Just kidding. It's true. I think you point to exactly the very important idea of the self. What is a self? Yeah, what is a self? It's not the ego. Okay, let's not talk about the very high spiritual, ultimate self. Whether this is an energy, whether it is, and in Indian philosophy we call it the Brahman, which is like the ultimate brightness or the truth that belongs to the creator power, right? But we always understand about ego here. There's a self. Who am I seeing you, or how we see ourselves in our own imagination? Am I a good guy? Am I a kind father? Am I a warm person? Or am I, totally jerk? Sometimes you might have this idea, like this internal critic. I'm a jerk. How could I say that? How could I do that? Sometimes there are always conflicting ideas, right? But think about it. So who is the actual self? But you say they are two completely opposite ways. Sometimes it can be only one. But how could two persons see me in a totally different way?
Well, there's a saying, two things can exist at the same time.
Okay. Like the dark matters. Like if you have your own matter, if you meet your other self, it's a complete opposite, and then you kind of disappear. No, that's in physics. But it's interesting in Buddhism. What is self? Right? Let's talk a bit about self. I don't have the answer for you, but let's see if we could come to something that we can accept at the end. So what is Buddhism? We talk about non-self. It's interesting. I think you might heard of it. Oh, the Buddha always say empty. It's not real. What you see is not real. Is that simple? Is that so simple? What is not real? What is not real? Does it mean that, well, then why are we still struggling? Why are we still living in this world? You know, if I can just give up everything and live the way I want to because nothing is real, then why am I still here? Right? These kind of questions we might have wondered. So philosophically, we might, because of this idea of, for thousands of years, not just Buddhism, but all religions, all philosophical systems, they're trying to define what is self and what's the purpose of life. We have tried thousands of years. So don't try to solve this in one session. Okay? I cannot guarantee you can find an answer for that, but there are two extreme. I mean mainstream thinking. One is eternalism, and one is annihilation. Eternalism means that we always feel there's a soul. At least there's our body. We know it will decompose, right? Our body will die. Like maybe if you're lucky in 100 years. If not, definitely it will end. But at least we believe that there's something inside, like a soul. We call it a soul, or we call it an energy, or we call it a karma, whatever they call it, different religions. Something they call it, it's at least something is eternal. At least I pass on, I live on. Wow, it's comforting, isn't it? Knowing that at least something pass on. And then the other extreme is like annihilation. It means that once you're gone, you're gone. It's like once the doctor announced that you're confirmed dead because you have no pulse, your eyes doesn't reflect anymore, boom, you're gone. At the moment, you're completely out of this world. Where are you? I don't know. Right? So these are two extreme views. And what is it about? But in Buddhism at least, what I'm trying to say here is like, the Buddhism neither say that it's either eternalism, it's either eternal, or either it doesn't exist. No, we are somewhere in middle. Clever, isn't it? You always stand in the middle. So you're neither wrong or neither right. No, it's not, it's not going through like the gap here. It's like the Buddha is trying to tell us that what we understand as a self that we hold so dearly upon, like say ego, right, it's not who we are actually. Yeah, he's just saying that what we think we are is not who we are. So who we are? Well, then we need to find out ourselves. So we have a word in Pali or Sanskrit, it's called anatta. Atta is self, right? Like it's a soul that exists eternally. An means the opposite, not the soul. So we are not the soul. He says that we are not the soul. Who we are? Well, I'm going to tell you what the Buddha said who we are, okay? In a few seconds. So it's not no self. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It exists. Something else. A provisional existence of self. Okay, what is a provisional existence of self? It's interesting, right? So, okay, let's go with this first. So, actually the Buddha say that, the way you understand the whole self is actually there are 5 parts of it, there are 5 components that make up a self, that make us think who we are. First is materiality. It means you have a body, you have a head, you have a shoulder, you have hands, something you can feel, you can touch, right? So the external. So they call rupa. Rupa means something physical. Everybody has one. Agree? Okay, right? At least Joe has one. I can see you. Materiality, that's the first part. But then we have 5 parts. This is where it becomes interesting. The Buddha say that not only we have a body, but we have something equally important we call feeling. And then we have something called perception, we have mental formation, and we have consciousness. So what are these? Just think about it this way, right? Let's say I invite my best teaching buddy here, assistant. This is called Daruma. Daruma is a very important Buddhist figure. This is from Japan, that's why it becomes so cute. You know, anything that goes to Japan become cute. Don't you agree with me? Anything, any culture that goes to Japan, it becomes something cute. So that's how it is. It was a Chan master or Zen master in China in the 5th or 4th century. But now it becomes something symbolic. It's a symbol of prosperity. So in the New Year time, Japanese New Year, people will buy one of these. You know, they see the eyes. Now it's dark, right? But initially it's white. It's not. There's no black dot here. So what they did was they bought one of these, and before New Year they make a wish, and then they make a dot on one of the eyes, and they leave it there. And throughout the year, when the wish came true, they put a dot on the other side. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, my wish come true. I did it. Yeah. What if it didn't happen? I don't know. Usually they just give it, right? So anyway, well, what happened is I'm going to use this to show what is a self. When the Buddha said we have body, let's say this Dharma is us, right? We have body. We have eyes, we have head, we have invisible hands, feet, whatever, you know, the internal organs. This is what we usually perceive it as Joe, you know, as someone else. The I, right? We take care of ourselves very dearly. But then Buddha, no, it's not only that. It still goes something a bit deeper. We have something called feeling. Like feeling is anytime we are feeling, whenever we're sitting here now, you either feel excited, either you feel attentive, or you feel bored. Right? So there's a feeling. So there's a whole range of feelings that happening around us. It could be something that makes us feel good or make us feel bad, comfortable, uncomfortable. That, right? You agree, right? All the time we have feelings. So what happened is, outside of the layer of that body, we have feelings, and the second layer. Sometimes if we are aware enough, we could see that, yeah, I do have feelings, but sometimes I forgot about it, right? So, but it's there, right? How about, and then beside that, we also have perception. So perception is more like a thinking process. It's a mental process that registers, recognizes, and labels. Labels mean that, oh, when I see your face, I recognize as, oh, this is Lisa. Oh, this is Susan. I recognize you, right? It come from memory, come from recognition, come from experience, come from learning. So this is another capability of our mind. So that means we have another layer of ourselves that can recognize things and people, right? This is true learning. Even a child will start developing that. So this is the third layer. We call that the perception, right? So already, our self is already divided into three sections. The body, the feeling, the perception, right? And what else? Mental formation. It means that we construct activities. We do all type of mental imprints and conditioning triggered by object. That means that emotions, like this, like when you pick up a card just now, right? When you see this, what was your emotion? What do you think? Cash. I don't know whether it's a US dollars or rupees. Doesn't matter. What do you feel?
Stress.
Stress. So what is stress? It's an emotion, right? It's not something material, but you know stress is there, right? You feel so dearly. Yeah, I have stress. You don't have stress. It's not something you can pull it out and say, this is my stress. Well, but you know it's there. You know, it's affecting your life, affecting how you see things. It affects our relationship. It even affects how our heart beats. Isn't it? When you feel stressful, you feel like your heart is so heavy. Sometimes it beats a bit faster or slower. And it's not so good. So the Buddha say that, yeah, besides understanding, we also have all these emotions, and we want to do something about it. The way that we make volition, I want to do this, I want to change, you know, we make a wish. So all this we call mental formation. There's another layer of it. The little yellow Dharma, you see? Now we have 4 layers of it. And then you say, oh, but below everything else, we have a consciousness. Right? Consciousness is something even more subtle. It's not a soul, because in Buddhism we don't mention something, we don't recognize a soul. We call it is a function of keeping us alive, right? It's a life force. It's something that gives us the way to see things, to hear things, to understand things. So the final layer of ourselves is the black guy, the consciousness, which we all have. Right, so welcome to the Dao family to represent as a self. So what is a self, you ask me? If you pick one, so when you're feeling stressed, right, it's always the mental formation that is most, like that you feel so strongest. Yeah, I'm so stressed now. Then you feel, I want this to be fulfilled. At that moment, your yellow guy, becoming so strong that you want to fulfill all the needs of yourself. So at that time, you might think that this is me. Is it me? Yeah, of course, I feel this is me. But you're only at that time, because this one becomes so evident that you feel that this is you. But don't forget, we are nothing but the combination of 5 of them. So that's why when sometimes we are being criticized by some other people, say, oh, you are such and such, and then the other people, your loved one might say, no, you're so lovely. So which is which? Who are we? All right. So my answer to that is, we are all of them. Depends on, at that moment, what emotion arises, and at some moment, another emotion arises, then we identify ourselves with it. But these are all our emotions. Either we are a bad one or the good ones, they're all part of us. So the Buddhist answer is that it's always the 5 components, juggling around, sometimes hidden, sometimes appearing, make us a feeling of a self. Got it? So that's a Buddhist understanding of self. So imagine that today you feel sick, right? Suddenly you caught a flu, hopefully not COVID-19, right? I still heard that few months ago, some people still catch COVID-19. Scary, huh? Imagine that when you're sick, what do you feel? Worried, isn't it? Oh, well, my body is like getting so weak. I couldn't do the things I love. I couldn't enjoy my thing. Couldn't go to work. Couldn't see my family. At that moment, your body becomes so like the feeling of the body becomes so strong that you identify every experience with your body, and we forget that we have all the others. And at that moment, we suffer a lot. Say, oh, how I wish I could get better. And then all the worries, all the stress come in. So if we understand that, wait a second, right? What I'm feeling now is only part of it. So if I can switch my attention to just focusing on my body alone and move on to a little bit about, how about my mental form? How about my emotion? When I'm thinking about my good memories with my spouse or families, I bring joy, right? Can I just put a little bit of attention to the good experiences I had before, change my attention. And the moment we change our attention, we feel that life is not hopeless. I mean, that's how we use this understanding to really juggling around, how we see ourselves and how we want to experience it. So the answer is, why are we still worried? Why do we still feel stressed all the time? There's a saying I heard the other day, I think I want to share with you. They say that, so if you are healthy, right, then there's nothing to worry about. And if we are not, then there are 2 things that we should worry about. So either we get better, either we die, right? So if you get better, and there's nothing to worry about. But if you die, then there are 2 things to worry about. It depends on which system you believe. Let's say you believe in heaven and hell. Then the 2 thing is, if you die, you will worry either you go to heaven or you go to hell. Fair, right? And if you go to hell, or if you go to heaven, there's nothing to worry about. If you go to hell, there are 2 things to worry about. So, what are the 2 things? Either original or crispy. There's a joke, right? Do you get it? What is in the hell? The boiler, right? I know you want the soul to be original taste or a crispy taste. No, it's a joke in a sense that tell us, yeah, what to worry, in this world. I mean, of course we worry, this human nature, but logically, sometimes rationally, we think about it, a lot of the problems we are creating it from the mind itself. Yeah, but we have to deal with it gently and go there one time, one thing at a time. So this is about the self, right? The 5 wickets. And so the Buddhist teaching is very simple. We say that who we are actually, right? The best answer I could find is like, it's about how flexible we are, like the mental flexibility in seeing multiple perspectives of life, right? And refraining from attaching to a specific point of view. Get multiple perspectives of life and refrain from attaching to only one specific view. This is me, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, right? Have you done the MBTI test? Like the 16 type of characteristic. Some people call it INFJ. I stand for introvert. Who is I here? I mean, who think themselves as introvert? Raise your hand. Oh, half of you. Extrovert? Well, that means you're a people person, right? So if we always relate ourselves to, I'm introvert. No, I am an introvert. I am. I did the test a few times. I could never go into the extrovert part. I was so, actually at first I went, no, I don't want that. Sorry about that, just kidding. I don't want that. I hope I was an extrovert. Why? Because I said, I teach, right? I want to love people. But does that mean that introvert doesn't love people? No, yes, maybe, sometimes, depends. It's true, it depends. After I talk for 2 hours, I need 4 hours to get back my energy. Is that right? I mean, for extrovert, usually when they speak with people, they get energy. The more they talk, the more interact, the more energetic they become. But for me, no, I speak 2 hours, I need to go back and hide in my room for 2 hours, either reading, I don't sleep, I don't need to rest, but I just want to be myself. Reading, doing my work, or listening to music, staring at the wall, it helps. So, if I really stick to my own understanding, you're an introvert, then I wouldn't be a monk, right? I would be what? Then I might become, I might go and work at Microsoft or Google, start being a computer science, just kidding. It's true, right? So how do we want to fix ourselves to a certain viewpoint? We frame ourselves to a certain type of people, and then we are, to be frank, if we do that, then we are framing our world to be to a certain size. For me, it's quite sad. It's a waste, right? Because there's so much possibility. So the point is, bring in more perspective of life, and then don't always doubt that, am I really this one? Can I be adventurous a little bit more? Can I be a little bit more people-loving type characteristic? Right? If I don't tell you that I'm an introvert, maybe you won't. Maybe you cannot tell. There was once I was in Taiwan, and then I gave a series of talk for 2 days, and then after that I talked to the organizer. They were very good friends of mine, and then I was saying that, did you do the MBTI test? Say, yeah, and then they say me, oh, you definitely is an E person. I said, no, I'm not. I said, what makes you think that I'm an extrovert? Right? I'm extrovert. I said, well, you just love to talk. You love people. I said, no, I'm tired. But I know I know how I can charge my energy, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't get along with people, right? I shouldn't hide, I shouldn't stay away from people. I still love people. It's just that I know exactly how I can charge myself. So don't stick to a specific point of view, bring more multiple perspectives. We are more complex than who we think we are. So that's exactly when we look at ourselves. Don't restrict ourselves, because ourselves is nothing more than the 5 different components, and they interact, they change from time to time. We are like the fluid, like the flow of water. The water goes to a cup, it becomes the shape of the cup. It spread around, it becomes a pool of water. And when it's hot enough, it becomes the vapor. It's around the world. So we are just like that, ourselves. Pretty flexible. That's it. All right? The 5 aggregates, these are 5 aggregates about ourselves. So this is from the Buddha's teaching. Just quickly go through. The Buddha said that no, monks, materiality is not you, blah blah blah. Because if it is you, then it tends to suffering and distress, and it's not possible to say of matter that it be thus, that it be bad, because you cannot control it. I mean, you are not it, right? If you are that thing, you should be able to control it. But since you cannot control the body, that is not you. Well, there's a logic behind that. All right, so it is impermanent. Anyway, that's what it says. And the same thing is saying that the same thing applies to feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness, which we have no control at all, right? Can you tell your body not to smell? Oh, you turn away, right? But can you tell not to feel happy? Can you make yourself not to feel sad? We try it. We try. Does it work? Well, you don't know. It takes time, right? So that means that we don't have full control. So the Buddha said that whatever we don't have full control upon is not us. That means that we are part of it. It's changing. So that's a very simple idea about it. Right? So we think that we are the master of it, that's why we create a problem. We think that it's an abiding soul, something, it's a soul that hidden behind us. But it's not that. We think that we are the doer, we are the person who's doing the job. We are controlling our body to do the job. The Buddha said, no, you're not even a doer. And then we think we are the one who experience it. We are the third person. We are like a soul sitting in a body and we experience it. The Buddha said, no, you are not that person either. You're all of it. You're part. Whatever the 5 comes together, that's you. One break apart and you are not there. The I is nothing more than a concept. All right. I don't like this part, very philosophical, and it makes us like, really, make us really wonder. Anyway, you got my idea, right? Try to have doubts and be a little bit more flexible. That's the whole point. All right, connection, something that I really love. Okay, another practice. Look at this picture here. What do you see? First impression. Come on, shout. A face. What face?
Two eyes.
2 eyes. Okay, like a young girl or woman face looking up. Okay, what else? Someone sees anything different? The first impression. What do you see? A child and a woman. Okay, so there are 2. Any other than that? A village. Oh, interesting. A village at the back. Okay. A rock. Mountain. All right, now the more we see, the more we realize what's in there, right? Now, if we come back to your first impression, when I paint a picture, just pop out your first impression. What was it that you see first? The face, the child. Okay, basically these are the 2 things. Okay, just raise your hand if the face appears to you first.
The eyes.
The eyes, yes, eye appear to you. Oh, okay. When we raise your hands. Okay, well, I think more than 60, 70%. How about the other, the girls and the women? 1, 2, 3. There are few. Interesting. This is a psychological test. Right? It brings meaning. Hold your breath. I'm going to tell who you are. Oh, this is a fun thing about psychology test, right? You do a test, tells you, I know who you are. I know what you're thinking. You are bad. No, you're kind. Okay, it says that, okay, so you either see a mother and a daughter or you see a girl's face. All right. It says that actually the girl's face, right, is something Actually, the girls' way is a bit more hidden, right? The mother and the daughter is a bit more at the front, right? So it really shows, I wouldn't say characteristic or the personality, it's more like a tendency to see things. We have all different way of seeing things, different tendency. If you see the mother and the daughter first, right, it's a more direct way of seeing things. Direct means that, well, you see a thing and you more trust, you trust your instinct more. That's what I see. A mother and a daughter, that's fine, you know. But what if your first impression is the background of it, the eyes at the background, right? The eyes, if you see the eyes and they slowly come and know, oh, the mother and daughter, maybe it looks like the nose of it or the mouth. That means you gather more details before you make your own understanding of the whole picture. So this just shows two tendencies. One is more instinctive. I see what I saw. Well, yeah, I see what I saw, okay? I believe it. That's how I feel. But the other type is more, I would say, a little bit more detail-oriented. Wait a second, you know, before I make that assumption, I want to gather more information. So if you think about it, if you're the one who see the front person, right, the two person, first impression, you are the, or if you think about your daily interaction with other people, it kind of tells us that you're a little bit more direct. I don't know, you know, try to think it for yourself. Direct means that you want to, yes means yes, no means no, right? Sometimes a bit more direct. But we are a little bit more towards the background. That means that we tend to check environment. Oh, what do people need? If I say this, am I going to hurt their feelings? You know, am I going along with other people well? So you have the second or third thoughts that comes up to you before you say anything or you do any, or you make any decision. I'm not sure. Is that how you behave? Before you say anything, you should think you kind of care a little bit more about environment first. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like an expression in the look of the eyes.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what's going on.
Oh, you see? Now the deeper you go, right, you tend to go to details a little bit more. So it just shows us that we all have different tendencies. Some people are a little bit more direct. Oh no, this is how I see it. Yeah, go ahead, fine. Very effective, right? Some people are a little bit more careful.
If you want to go into details, the woman is actually there, the girl's a shadow.
Ah, okay.
So is that a thought? Is she thinking about the girl?
Yeah, you can make up many stories behind it. Yeah. So the more you look at it, this just shows that everything you see, well, this test, I mean, in a Buddhist perspective, is about we never know what we are seeing. We never know what we are hearing. We never know exactly what is real out there. Everything that appears to our mind, we process. We use our own past experience to give new meanings. We judge, definitely we judge. And then we come out to a conclusion.
So how beautiful is that? Because that's a religion, right? But where there are other faiths that have the Ten Commandments and have these rules, and you have to do this and you have to do that.
Yeah.
Where Buddhism seems to me just accepting of everything and things change and it's just.
Well, we do have our we call it ethical rules as well. Where was that?
What are they?
What are they? We have the 5 very basic one: not killing, not stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, and then no intoxication, not taking drugs, alcohol, anything that make your mind blur, I would say, that harm your body. These are the 5 very basic ethical conduct. And of course, when you go the next step, it can become 10. 10 means that there are 10 things that, especially the lying part, you have a little more details. Even saying some compliments that not truly from your heart is considered a part of lying. So it depends on how detailed you want to go. So we have the 5 basic ethical conducts. But this is a practical part, right? What we were discussing just now was more like the ideology behind it, how we can form our understanding of the world. So one of the beautiful things the Buddha taught, I believe, is we never know exactly what is real outside. Everything we see, we understand, we thought we know are based on our experience. Think about it. Think about it, right? For me, I love durian. Anyone tried durian before? You know durian? From the Asian, especially Southeast Asian, kind of very strong smell and taste. Fruit, very sweet, very thick, very creamy. Okay, one of the things is, there are 2 kinds of people in the world, I believe. Either you love durian, you know the other one, right? Or you hate it to the end. There's no in between. You either love it or you hate it. So the thing is, what's wrong with durian? Durian is durian, right? It's their way of evolution. It evolved this way because it's how they can spread, their next generation around. Because elephant loves it, monkey loves it. Squirrels love them. Like we have friends who plant like the durian plantation in Malaysia. They say the biggest enemies are squirrels. They know where the best durian is. They just came around, they smell it, and they always eat up. The shell is so hard that you imagine that you cannot break it open. You need an elephant leg to step on it to break it apart. Oh, that's how elephant eat it, right? Elephant, you pick one, they stab it, and they just eat it out. But squirrels, they know where to dig, where to really pick a hole and eat the best one. They always find the best one to eat. So, what's wrong with durian? Is it really good or bad? So, the idea of love and hate is all depends on how we see it. Like my friends, when he was a kid, his father forced him to eat it. That's why he hated it. But for me, I have to force my dad to buy it for me because it's expensive, right? I want it. That's why I love it. Every time I have it, I would really be so thankful. Oh my goodness, I have durian, So it all depends on our experience and how we value things. The same thing we see it here. Is it a girl? Is it a woman? Is it a lady? That shows, it shows how our mind works, how we process the information. It's very interesting. Okay, I want to show you this. You know that we have left and right, left brain and the right brain, right? Usually we say that the left brain is more for analysis, like logic, like idea, facts, mathematics, training, and language, right? If you are one who have multi-language, you can speak 3-4 languages. Usually this part is usually a little bit strong, a little bit more active, right? More developed. And the right brain, usually, it connected with creativity, intuition, art, creation, feeling, right? It's very interesting. So what happened is we know that the mind, the brain is separated into 2 parts, and they focus on different things that help us to live in this world. So there was one interesting experiment did by a university in the U.S. I forgot the name of the university. Anyway, what they did was they hired a group of college students. So let's say 20 female and 20 male students. So what they do was they put them one by one into the fMRI machine, right, to see how their brain functions. So when they go into that fMRI machine, they ask them to think of something. So the first task is think about the time you broke up with your partner, right? Well, young students, right? Of course, many of them had that experience. So so they put in the lady, and they say, think about the time you broke up. And then they start to think about, how bad the guy was, blah, blah, blah. All the emotion came out. So this is what happened in general, right? Most of the girls or the female who went to the fMRI, they see that the right part of the brain really brightens up. That means that there's so much activities that dealing with emotions and feelings, right? There's so many ways that they feel uncomfortable, they feel sad, they feel heartbroken, they feel cheated, and things like that. All jumble up. The brain lights up, right? Okay, and then the guys. Okay? Yes, think about the same thing. The time you broke up with your partner. Okay. You guess what happened? That's how they found out. The guy was like, okay, I broke up, I was heartbroken, blah, 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 but what happened? No, I'm not saying that the guys have no feeling. It's just the way we process the information, right? Maybe guys, no, but the result doesn't mean that guys are heartless or whatever. It just say that the way we prioritize, right? Maybe in general, we think that, of course, I mean, I'm too generalized, but in general, it seems that girls or female are a little bit more towards the feeling part, right? They express, they concern more about how I feel, how you feel, how we make it up. But guys are more like language, logic. Yeah, you have a problem? Solve this. If you say something, I feel sad today. Oh, let's go eat. All right? They all want this. But, and then the wife will say, I just want to talk. And the guy will like, no talk, no. What? Let's go eat, have fun, you know? So what happened there? So these differences just show us that the way, sometimes it's not about whether guys or girls are harder to deal with. It's just that even the brain structure that tells us that how we prioritize, how we see things. I think this is a very interesting finding, is that how we see the world is not just how we think, but also the brain structure. By understanding this, we become more flexible. When we're dealing with difficult people or hard, difficult relationship, think about it from physical perspective and also from the emotional perspective. How they were brought up, you know, what they have seen when they're upbringing. Do they have a very harsh parents? Right? Were they being like disciplined, have a very disciplined parent? Then the children might end up very strict, you know, less emotional. It's true. So it's all about the mind, the brain. Okay. So the interesting way is that in the Buddhist, right? In Buddhism, we try to break this. We call it connection. We see things, we have a feeling, and then we break it into different parts. Oh, it's a bit dark here. Okay. So as simple as that. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a question and you give me a very quick answer, right? Let's say someone said this to you. I've told you over and over why I want you to listen. Okay, first, you tell me how you feel about it, the feeling. Do you feel comfortable, uncomfortable? Uncomfortable? Okay. So what's your emotion? You know it's uncomfortable. Okay, name me that uncomfortness. What is it? Anger. Okay. Frustration. Anything else? Confusion. Yeah. What else? Shame. Okay. Disappointment. Okay. So you hear something, you have a feeling. What do you think? Think means that, well, you feel disappointed. Why? Where does the disappointment come from? You feel you feel offended?
Defend and explain.
Oh, you feel like you want to defend and explain. Okay. So why do you need to explain? Why do you need to defend yourself?
Because we're feeling like we're being accused of something wrong.
Oh. So because you don't want to be accused something that you didn't do or did. Right? So you think that it should be fair, right? You think that it should be, you shouldn't be accused of something that you didn't do. So you believe fairness is important here, right? You believe you should be treated equally. So you see you hear a sentence or you see something, you have a feeling, and then we have a belief that I don't like it, it's because I believe we all should be treated equally. And then how you act. Okay, any experience? How you act to that? I have told you over and over. Why won't you listen? What do you mean? This is only the first time you told me. Or like what? Say, whoa. Go for it. Yeah, how we react to that? I see there are different I would say, process that happening in the mind. Okay, let's do another example and we'll see better. Are you trying to drive me crazy? You are doing this on purpose. Well, similar thing, right? Okay, tell me, when you hear this or see this, how do you feel? The very first reaction. What is the feeling? Of course, discomfort, right? Very uncomfortable. And what is that? Are you trying to drive me crazy? You are doing this on purpose.
Where are we seeing this from? The person that's saying it or the person that it's being spoken to?
Let's say someone say to you.
Somebody's saying this
Yeah.
to me, so now how do I feel?
Yeah, how do you feel about it when you hear this?
No, I'm not doing it on purpose. Maybe I'm just not understanding.
Okay, but now you're explaining to me, right? Before you,
How am I feeling?
yeah, before you explain, explaining is an act, right? It's a final action. But before that, how do you feel before you say it?
Maybe annoyed.
You're annoyed. Sorry?
Guilty.
Guilty. Oh, you feel guilty about it, right? Okay. Anything else? Anything different than that? Surprise. Like a good surprise? Okay. On the back? Misunderstood? Okay. So you feel misunderstood, right? So why do you feel misunderstood? By hearing this, what's the connection between this sentence and feeling misunderstood? Ah, okay, because I know that what I believe is different from yours, right? You're seeing things different from me, and I think it's not fair. Okay, so there's always a reason, right? What you believe. I believe I'm right. In other words, right? I believe I'm not doing that. I believe I don't have any other purpose, but now you're accusing me of doing it purpose. So I believe I didn't do it, right? There's a reason why I feel uncomfortable. And then how do you act? As you say, you start explaining. No, I didn't do that. That's not what's happening. Blah, 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 right? So before any action, there is always a feeling and a belief. That's the whole point of it. So by talking about awareness and mindfulness, is in between what we hear and see and the action, there are two things in between. There's always this process of the feeling and what we believe before we act. So if we are on autopilot mode, right, you don't have awareness at all, we just follow our own habits, whatever we see there, we react. Of course, no, rah! Right? But now, when we're talking about awareness, it's always we try to create a space in between these two things. I mean, your trigger and your reaction will create a space where we analyze, how am I feeling? It sounds a bit stupid, right? You're angry and tell yourself, I'm angry. Of course, I know I'm angry. No, but you have to say to yourself, it's anger, yeah, it's arising. You see it arising. It's very interesting. If you do the practice, when you try to see how your anger arises, sometimes it's progressing. Sometimes it might start from here, slowly move up. It's a very interesting process. Okay, what is that?
An assumption?
Assumption?
Yes, this is under assumption.
Yeah, the thinking part is an.
Assuming that this person is driving you crazy.
Yeah. So you believe that the other person is using an assumption which is not true, right? That also offended us, right? So the thing is, between the hearing and seeing and action, there's always a feel and a thinking part. So the whole practice is about how we recognize the feeling and the thinking in between before we act. Okay, the last one is, okay, let's say, and then you hear your spouse tell you, you never care about how I feel. All right. Now I ask how you react before you do anything. Okay. Usually how you react. You never care about how I feel. Yes, I do. Perfect answer. That's a correct answer. Yes, I do. No, you're wrong. I'm right. I do. I love you. Okay. Now think back. Before you say that, yes, I do. Upon hearing that, you don't care about me. what's your first thought? What's your feeling about it? Give your description of it. Sad, guilty. You feel guilty too, right? Guilty, or some misunderstood again, right? Or sometimes like we feel like confused. What? I just gave you my birthday wish to you. I took a day off. I did this, all this, and you say, I don't care about feeling. What? Right? Or surprise, or sometimes even anger. Oh, that feeling is already there, right? Why do you have that feeling? Why do I feel angry when I hear this word? Because I just spent my whole day preparing this surprise for you, for example. And I feel what? So the reason is because I believe that what I've done should be appreciated, right? You should understand my feeling. How dare you say I don't care? Justice, right? Fairness, justice, or I'm not seen. What I did to you wasn't being appreciated, undervalued, right? So my pride was hurt. My esteem was hurt. Oh, am I that bad? Guilty. Why do I feel guilty? Because I believe I'm a good spouse. I believe I'm a good boyfriend. I think I should be a good boyfriend. Now you say I'm not. That's why I feel hurt. And I act in a way that I either act angrily or I act in another way. No, I love you. But somehow, you know what I'm saying, somehow we try to resolve the problem. But there's so many things happen in between. So the practice is be aware. Now we try to do something which is so, I would say, uncommon, sometimes even inhuman, because we don't do that, right? We don't analyze. When I'm angry, I just get angry. So Buddhist practice always goes against this natural flow. So what to do a practice is, when we see something or hear something, before we act, think about how we feel and why we do so. So I want to call this a very simple model called ABC model, right? A is something you see, you hear. We call that activating event. Okay, let's for example, you go for a driving test, you fail it, right? And C is consequences, the action you do. If I feel, okay, I gave it up, so from now on, I'll just take taxi or Uber, don't drive anymore. What happened in between is B, what you believe. If I believe that, failing test means that I'm no good, I have no sense of direction, I have no good motor, what do you call that, motor muscles, whatever they call them. Yeah? I cannot control even all the instruments in the car, right? I'm not good at it. I don't have the synchronizing, I cannot synchronize my hands. If you believe you're not good, then very likely you'll give up trying. Okay. Another example is like, how about you fail the test, but then you believe that that's not my problem. No, the test is just too hard, or I'm not ready. I didn't spend enough time preparing, and very likely your consequences is you think it is a challenge, and the next time you're well prepared and you go for it, and boom, you pass it. And from now on, you have a different, like a person successful and a person crying all the time. So it's a simple model, but it just shows that usually when we hear something or we react without realizing this, we just let our personality, we let our habit kind of like take over, and then either we become a successful person or failure. It all depends on habit without any control. So the point is, the Buddhist practice tells us that between these two, there's always this buffer zone, right? For us to think about how you feel and why, what you believe. And if we can see what we believe and we try to have doubt, really? Am I that bad? Am I that good? Start a little bit more thinking process. Then, at the end you might still end up with this. Who knows? But that is a conscious choice, right? The difference is we have a choice, but do we realize we have a choice or not? Or we let it control us, or we have a control over it? So there's a whole point about the practice in Buddhism is always create that buffer zone and think about how we feel about it. what I believe, how I should react. Okay, so we have about another 6 minutes. I want to give you exercise. Okay, can you help me to distribute? Okay. Now you have, okay, each one with the front and the back. Okay, give me one paper. The first page is the shorter one, right? A, think about something that happened. What was the problem? Someone say something to you, you face a very difficult situation. Okay? That's A, right? The event, what was happening. And the second is, what were your belief, thoughts? I feel hurt. I feel misunderstood. Why? Because I think my hard work should be recognized. And it wasn't. And your reaction was, think about the thing that you did last time. Oh, I got angry. I got into an argument, with my supervisor, and it didn't end up well. Okay, that was what happened. All right, that was the first exercise. All right, do it right now. I will give about, let's say, 3 minutes. Okay, you can start. You have a pen? Anyone need a pen or something? Okay, come on, Junchen, we need a pen here. You can write just 1 or 2 sentences. Think about something that happened recently. Anyone need pen? Okay. Yeah, we have a lot here. 这个也可以，看我们要哪个吧。There's someone in the front too, Jinchen. Okay, think about something that really happened to you recently that trigger your emotions, and then how you react to that. What did you say? What did you do? And in between, how did you feel? And why did you feel that? Just this simple exercise, something that really happened. Should I pose? Should I pose for you?
She did it back.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Just kidding. Thank you.
You've been great, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your interaction. I love that.
Hopefully I'm not talking too much.
No.
Tell me in the car afterwards.
Then you have another event. And you should reflect on. Did I did bad? I believe I was good, but she didn't think so.
When they put the dot in one eye, does it matter which side? Does it matter which side they put the dot in?
It matters.
Which side do they put the first dot?
There's always an argument.
An argument?
Yeah, people never have. The people in Kyoto, I think they say on the left, and people in Tokyo say on the right. It's a never-ending argument.
Because I would think it would relate to the slide about right and left brain.
Oh, interesting.
I would think you would want it on the left eye to represent the right
I never
brain.
thought about that. Good perspective. I should tell my friend in Japan and let them think about it. It's true, like the people from Kyoto, like the East and the West, they always argue which one is the wish, which one is like the fulfilling of wish. they have different understanding of it. It's interesting. I mean, it's no big deal, right? But it's interesting how people see it so different.
Well, where do you want to plant the seed, in the analytical side or in the imaginative side? I would think in the imaginative side for
It depends on what you wish for, right? If I wish to become a better lover, maybe go to the right brain, right? More about feelings. If I want to be a better engineer, maybe to the...
Well, I'm going to make things more complicated. The optic nerve actually goes.
I know, that's true. Left and right, yeah?
The optic
I think we're analyzing too much here. It's culture. Okay, because of time, I shouldn't, hold you for too long. So you did the exercise, right? And if you turn to the other page, you will see that it's exactly the same, except that I add another line for you to challenge your thought. Right? Based on what you wrote in the first page, in the second page, you go back to the same incident, but then on B, what were your beliefs, thoughts? Now you challenge it. Really? Is it really true that whatever I do, whatever I've done should be appreciated? Is it a must? Or how about the other people, Try to use a logical way to challenge your belief. And at the end, if you have successfully challenged your thought, imagine how would you have reacted in the first place. Now I give you an opportunity to correct it. Use your imagination to see if my belief has changed, how would I be reacted? How would I have been reacted in that same situation? Would I yell back? Would I get angry? Or would I just smile and let it go? Okay, that's your homework. Go back, think about it, and spend 1 or 2 minutes, write about it. And when you come back next time, or if you said, "Oh, I don't keep a paper," then take a photo of it, right? The next time you come back, I would ask few of you to share with us what you find. And today, just before we end, any questions? Okay. Well, I'm hungry too, I know. I want to use the washroom.
What kind of parts are these?
It's called the unconsciousness, the unconscious, or we'll call that, the subconscious mind psychological test. Anyway, it's got many usage. I use it in workshop like this, or sometimes when I want to have like a brief counseling session with friends or with students, I can use this to help us to bring out the things that we care most, right? Because you can really see how we see the world. This is a card as a tool for me to use to understand our way of thinking and what we could hardly express. It helps us to express ourselves better. So it deals with the unconscious mind. It means that it's something that we miss, something that we don't process it using our we don't use a frontal lobe, use more like the direct way of understanding the world. So it's a card for me, it's a tool to understand, to see you guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, we are about to end. Let you go for lunch. And this is a very beautiful saying by an Indian scholar in 8th century called Shantideva. He's a great Buddhist master. He said that, where would I possibly find enough leather with which to cover the surface of the world, of the earth, right? Because we want to walk very comfortably. And then he said that, but by wearing leather just on the soles of my shoes is equivalent to covering the earth with it. In other words, we want to change the world to suit our needs. But how is it possible to change other people to suit our needs? The only way we can do is we cover ourselves with a leather, or we fill ourselves with compassion, with wisdom, with techniques, with love. Then wherever we go, we will feel love, compassion, and wherever we go, that should be the heaven. So something to think about, to bring you back. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Bye. Have lunch. Jung文。再